What's up guys? Today I'm going to be polishing and refinishing the headlights on my 2011 Infiniti FX35. As you can see, the left-hand headlight is still very clear, but there are a few small spots where the plastic is starting to fog up just a bit and starting to yellow just a bit. But over here on my right-hand headlight, the top surface of this is getting very foggy, getting pretty yellowish. Now these headlights aren't that bad compared to what I've seen in the past. I've done this on several of my vehicles over the years, and I have found that whenever you refinish your headlights that you can put a protective coating on them to keep them from fogging up again and turning yellow. But the previous methods that I've tried and used, I am going to share with you what I've found to work best and some lessons that I've learned along the way. I've seen multiple ways of restoring headlights over the years and have tried many of them, like I said, but getting one of these kits from Meguiar's, this headlight restoration kit with the sanding and polishing system, has been the best way I have found to restore your headlights. So as this kit says, the first step is to sand, then buff, and protect. In this kit you'll find several grits of sandpaper, starting off with a 500 grit, then an 800 grit, and then 1000 grit, and then 3000 grit. You also have a buffing pad for the polishing compound, as well as a final polishing pad. This kit also comes with an attachment, so you can use this on a drill, which makes things a lot less labor intensive, or you can use the handheld pad. You can purchase this headlight restoration kit in auto parts stores, and if you want, you can also purchase it online. I'll leave a link in the description below. Now, what I will say with this kit, what I have found in the past is once you do the sanding and buffing process and you get the headlights all cleaned up, the final step is then to use this headlight protectant, which acts as a wax to seal the headlight and prevent further UV damage, which is what causes the yellowing and the haziness in the headlights. The problem with this method is this is like a wax, like I said, so it only lasts for about 2 to 3 months or so on your car, and then the headlight will begin fading again and turning yellow. So I'm going to try something a bit different here today. I've seen this tip online as well, and it's something that I've looked up before, but basically once I get done sanding and polishing these headlights, I am going to use this spray paint. It's a Rust-Oleum clear, and it's for plastic, wood, metals, but it also has this UV protectant in it. Now this will last much longer than this wax will, and so this should maintain the headlights for many years to come. Alright guys, now that I got the headlight taped off, I'm going to begin sanding here. But one thing I wanted to mention is whenever you do this, typically you always want to be sure that you definitely want to make sure the headlight is clean. Typically I would do it after I've washed my car, but like you probably saw earlier, the car was wet. It's been raining here today, the last couple days, so I haven't had a chance to wash the car. So what I did whenever I was getting this surface ready is I just made sure I got off any bugs or any debris that's on the headlights to prepare it for the sanding and polishing process. And another thing is you're going to want to make sure you have a water source, so like a bucket of water or a spray bottle, something like that, so you can dip the sanding pads in as you begin sanding. You want to make sure that they stay wet whenever you're doing this. You don't want it to get dry at all, and it'll help also wash the residue it comes off the plastic and the coating, it comes off from the sanding process, get it off the pads so that they're nice and clean. What's up, guys? I finished up the sanding process, but my GoPro died, so I put it on the charger for a little bit, but started polishing. But as you can see, whenever you're finished sanding, there is this haze that is still on the lights, and that will come out when you start polishing like you see here. The key is just to make sure that there are no swirl marks, scratches, deep scratches when you're sanding, and to make sure you get all those out, and then you can start the polishing process. And another thing is, you may have noticed in the video I was doing some sanding by hand. When I went to the 1000 grit and then the 3000 grit, the sanding pads fell apart. Like I said, this is an older kit. I've used it on several vehicles, and it's been a couple years since I used it. So if you're thinking about restoring your headlights, and you've done this before, but you're just looking for some new tips and pointers, and you have an old kit, make sure you go ahead and grab a kit. Like I said, there's a link in the description below. What's up, guys? Just finished polishing this headlight the other night. Ran out of time, so I'm working on these headlights here again today. But I wanted to point out a couple things. So whenever you're sanding the lights, you just want to make sure that you don't have any swirl marks or scratches in it. And as you move up through the different grits of sandpaper, those lines will get finer and finer until you do the final polish. I don't know if this will show up on camera here, but might be able to see a little bit of it. There's still a little bit of some swirl marks in this headlight in a couple places, so I'm going to work on that. And then on the other headlight, I went ahead and spray painted this, and I f***ed up. Well, it wasn't my fault technically, it was the spray can. Did not spray fine mist like you would normally see in a spray can. It was very a splattery spray, so it was just flinging paint as small droplets onto the light.
You know, when I see a car like this, first thing I do is I say, would you look at this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, would you look at this?
Yeah, well...
Would you look at that?
Yeah, there's a few more blemishes on the car.
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
The car is not perfect.
Just look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, well...
What the heck is that?
And so I went back, I did about 3 coats on this light. This light is much shinier now than the other light, but as you can see, there's a bunch of orange peel in this, and it just looks not good. And so what I'm gonna do here, what I'm gonna attempt to do is go back and do a final wet sand on this light, so that I can get all that out and make it look smooth and clean and clear again. I'll just show you the difference between the 2 lights again. The one that's unsprayed and the one that's sprayed. So you can see how much more shiny that is. Alright guys, I just finished polishing up this headlight here. Like I said, the first time I sprayed it, the spray was pretty splattered. I had to end up going back and sanding down all that paint, taking it back to a base level, and then reapplying and then refinishing. And as you can see, the light looks much better now, very clear, and it'll be well protected to come for years. On the other side, same thing. Looks much better. There's still a few little swirl marks and imperfections in this. This is taking a lot longer than I was really expecting with the paint job and all. So I'm gonna just leave it at here for now. This is a daily driver. It's not like it's a show car. Don't have to be perfect, but there are still a few small imperfections. But nevertheless, looks much better and will be well protected for years to come. So, all right, guys, if you like this kind of content, then be sure to hit like and hit subscribe. And if you want to see more like this, be sure to stay tuned. All right, everyone, I hope you have a great day.